Welcome to the Intercourse Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. Today we have a very exciting show for you. We are discussing Trump's proposal to put tariffs on Hollywood movies that are made outside of the country. So there are some reactions. Let's go ahead and follow the news.
We are watching Wall Street as investors watching for progress on trade deals now digest the possibility of more tariffs. So the closing bell rang just minutes ago, the Dow down nearly 100 points. So let's take a look at our interactive stock market heat map brought to you by FinViz. It shows the top 500 stocks. Netflix, Warner Brothers, and other big names in entertainment, they landed in the red after President Trump called for a 100% tariff on all movies produced outside of the United States. So let's bring in CBS News correspondent Carter Evans live in Los Angeles to kind of break it all down. Hi, Carter. What's the reaction from Hollywood to this tariff announcement?
You know, it's been described as kind of a five-alarm fire in Hollywood. Everybody trying to figure out exactly what this means, because this was a pretty vague announcement. He did say 100% tariff, but on what? The revenue that the film generated, the revenue that it generated in the U.S., the revenue that it generated in other countries, the production costs. So no one's really clear on that. And also, the president has a record of going back and forth on these tariff issues. So a lot of studios right now are essentially hitting the pause button to wait and see what happens, what the president does.
Yeah, and it's not just foreign filmmakers that could be impacted. A lot of American movies are made abroad. So walk us through the potential impacts. It's kind of a gray area.
Right. So think about a movie like Mission Impossible. I mean, that's a movie that's shot all over the world, and not necessarily because it's cheaper to shoot in other countries, as it is in some cases, but because of the backgrounds there. That needed to be shot around the world. So what happens to a film like that's making billions of dollars? Is the tariff on the billions and the profit? So that's kind of what people are really concerned about here. And they say, especially for the smaller films, the smaller budget films, the independent films, it's going to stifle creativity because sometimes they do want to go to the cheapest place to produce the film, so they get more bang for their buck with their limited budgets. And if they're forced to shoot in the U.S., well, that may change the plot line of some scripts, and it also may constrict the budgets even further, stifling creativity.
Yeah, changing the scripts as we speak. All right, Carter Evans. Carter, thank you.
That was the announcement. I'm not sure what my thoughts are on this. I don't know if making movies abroad should qualify. It is content, not necessarily manufactured here, but I understand what he's saying is when you go abroad to make a movie, you have to hire other people outside of the U.S. economy, and you're giving jobs and generating income for those areas. But I think the nature of a lot of movies is that, you know, they take place in different settings, different places. So I think for the movie to be real, it does require some sort of, scenery that is synonymous with the direction of the movie. So for some, this is a stretch, but I think Trump is staying consistent to his point about tariffs. He feels as if we need to do more to protect U.S. industries. And actually, movies and music is one of the biggest exports that we send out to other nations. And I think he's trying to capitalize on all of it. So I think the movies will still get made abroad. But if he assigns 100% tariffs on it, it's just going to be a little bit more for us to go see it. But again, he's using this as an incentive to get companies who produce these movies to do it in-house as opposed to going abroad for the sake of generating jobs and industry here in the U.S. It's a stretch, but, you know, these things aren't outside of the realms of what Trump is willing to do to make his point. So, and plus, I don't think he's a big Hollywood fan anyway. A lot of those people were not supporting him. The George Clooney's of the world and all these people on the big screen, he's not big fans of. And I don't know a better way for him to get back at them than to impose this tariff just so that things could be more costly for them and it could potentially hinder the industry somewhat. So that being said, that's my thoughts on this. Definitely weigh in on this. For those who's not connected, we ask that you like and subscribe to the show and just let us know your thoughts. Also, share the video just so we can get the conversation going. Is it wise for Trump to impose tariffs on music, and movies and other entertainment that is filmed outside of the U.S. That could create another issue, but we'll see. We'll see how this gets handled in the public.